Hey guys, it's Neil again from Heart of Texas Armory. And today I want to bring you guys a video review of this really cool and affordable tool watch from Neymar. And this watch here packs quite a spec list into a price right at $100. So pretty impressive stuff here. So join me today as we take a look at this really impressive tool watch from Neymar. And looking at the specs of this particular watch, some of the things that really jump out to me are just the overall dimensions. So we do have a case diameter of 40 millimeters, which is just about the perfect size for a dress watch or a tool watch, which is what this is, an all-purpose watch. Lug width here for your straps and bands, 20 millimeters, so very common size. Lug to lug is not bad. It's a short 48 millimeters, so this is going to fit pretty much anyone's wrist size here. Case thickness is also nice, being only 12.4 millimeters thick, and it wears fairly flat because you do have a flat sapphire crystal here, and the lugs here curve down and conform to your wrist. The weight is nice and solid, around 140 grams with the steel bracelet you see here. I did mention it does have a sapphire crystal. That's really nice, and what's really cool about this timepiece is that it's rated for 200 meters of water resistance, so an true all-purpose watch here that can dress up and be worn with a suit, but you could also put it on a NATO or something like that and go scuba diving with it, which is really cool. The loom here is also not bad. We do have BGW9, so it's that beautiful blue loom. And the best thing about this timepiece here is the price. You can pick these up at Amazon for only $99, so $100, and you get all these specs. It's quite an impressive value. So looking at the overall aesthetics of this watch, I think it's really well done. So if you guys know anything about watches, you probably know what this watch is trying to at least pull some design cues from. I wouldn't say it's a copy or a true homage, but it does remind me a little bit of the Rolex Oyster Perpetual, which is one of the best just all-purpose tool watches ever. So this one here kind of pulls some design cues from that. You can see it in the dial, you can see it in the hour markings, the hands here with the baton style hands, the long seconds hands as well. But that's not a bad thing. You know, pulling design cues from a Rolex, particularly the Oyster Perpetual, to me, that's a good choice. So this watch here is going to work just about anywhere. You could wear it in a dress environment. You could put it on a NATO strap and go scuba or snorkeling with this watch. It's very, very versatile design. This particular one has the charcoal dial, which I really like. It almost has a slight sunburst effect too, and I like that color, that charcoal. It just looks really pretty to me with that stainless steel case. But what's cool about this too is there are a total of 9 different color variations. So you should be seeing the Amazon site here and seeing some of those color choices, but there's quite a few different options you can go with this particular timepiece, which is nice. We do have a framed date window here, which is cool. And what I really like is this watch uses a Seiko NH35. So most of you guys are familiar with that movement. It is a very rugged and reliable movement and accurate movement. And it hand winds and hacks, which is very nice. And this watch here being only $100, I think it's a huge bonus that you're getting a Seiko NH35. So overall, you know, the aesthetics, the type of features you get with this watch is very impressive. Another couple things I'll mention here is the finish. We do have a nice kind of satin finish here on the entire watch, which leads to the kind of tool watch aesthetic here. And one thing I'll point out here is the really nice and interesting crown here. I do like that crown, kind of like a little cupcake coming out the side of the watch there. It's not a very common crown style or shape, but I do like it, particularly on this timepiece. So I do like that. The case back here is a nice polished case back. It's simple. There's not really any engraving, but just some specs, but it does look nice. Now, I do have this particular timepiece on this stainless steel bracelet here, which is a Neymar bracelet, but I pulled this bracelet from another watch. The leather strap that it came on was just entirely too big for me, so I removed that pretty early on since when I received this watch and put it on this stainless steel bracelet, and I really like it on the stainless steel. I think it looks really sharp. But it does come with that leather bracelet, but just be advised that the one that I got was really large. I was using the last hole on that particular leather strap, and it was still too big for me. So keep that in mind. My wrist size is 6 7/8 for reference. But overall, the aesthetics on this timepiece are really, really nice, and I think they did a really good job on it. The dial is nice and clean. It looks good. The only text we have here really is the Neymar logo and then the 3 lines of text here, which you can see right there. But overall, very nicely done on the design. So looking at the positives with this timepiece, of course, we're going to start with just the value here. At $100, I don't know of any other watch out there that could really compete with this. You get so much for your money at this price point. So the specs here are also impressive. We get the 200 meters of water resistance, you get the sapphire crystal, and you get the BGW9 lume, which you should be seeing the lume shop pop up right now. The lume works just fine. You know, it's not an absolute lume torch, but it's going to last throughout the night, and you get that really cool ice blue color that the BGW9 gives you. So, you know, overall, this watch is just very impressive. It has a lot of positive features going for it. The overall aesthetics here are also positive, and the build construction is also very good. So, a lot of good things going for it. Now, on the negatives, there's really not a lot, and particularly when you consider that price point. But the two that I'll mention are going to be the branding. So, just the name, Neymar. You know, when you have the Brazilian soccer player out there, very famous sport athlete there, you're just going to cause confusion naming a watch like this. So I never was a fan of this Neymar name, and hopefully in the future they may address that and just change it, but it is what it is, but keep that in mind. And then the other negative I'll mention is the leather strap that comes with the watch is just entirely too big. I mean, it is probably made for someone that has like an 8-inch wrist, which is ridiculous. So that's the only two negatives that I can mention with this watch. Overall, I think it's an incredible value. It's one that I definitely recommend. Neymar makes some really fine timepieces, and if you don't mind the branding, the Neymar name, I definitely say go for one. For $100, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better watch. So if you have any questions or comments with this timepiece, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all guys take care.